Our hearts and minds are on Russia and Ukraine, a conflict we hope and pray will end peacefully and without bloodshed. Ukraine and Russia are very close to my heart. There are many Jews living in Ukraine and Russia. My father was very involved in creating an organization that sent teachers, activists underground, posing as tourists to help the Jews of Russia in the 1970s, 80s, and finally send the rabbis, the leaders, to establish and re-establish the communities in the open. The chief rabbi of Russia is a good friend of mine. So is the rabbi in Kharkov, Dnepropetrovsk, Kiev, Odessa. So, of course, we pray and hope that everything will end peacefully. In the Ukraine, the city of Dnepropetrovsk is a place where Devorah's grandparents grew up, and it was a place where the Rabbi, the Lubavitcher Rabbi, grew up as well. He was born in 1902, and he grew up. His father was a chief rabbi of the Dnepropetrovsk. Right now, that community has the most magnificent Jewish center. They built it up from the 1990s to the largest Jewish building in the whole of Europe. It's called the Menorah Center. It has a synagogue, mikveh, schools, orphanages, hotels, bakeries, restaurants, anything a Jewish community could need. Now, when they built it in the beginning, they really didn't need it at that point. There weren't enough Jews to service at that point who were involved in the community. But of course, as I say, build it and they would come. And the community has grown leaps and bounds, very well established. I'm thinking of this also because I'm standing now in our building that we're in the midst of building, in the Jewish Center in downtown Santa Fe. As you can see, we're still in the middle of doing it, but thank God it's growing, it's working, we're slowly building it. It's coming, the end is coming close. We're going to see the finished product in a couple of months. And now is a good time to be part and to become part of this building, take part. In this week's Torah reading, we read Vayakhel, where Moses gathers the Jews and he tells them their mission of building the beautiful temple in the desert. They all gathered and contributed time, energy, money, resources, wood, linen, wool, gold, silver, copper, and they built this magnificent, beautiful tabernacle for God. Everybody partook in this mitzvah. Everybody partook in this. A couple of weeks ago, I met with a Jew who wanted to sponsor something in the Jewish Center here. And we were discussing what he would like to put a name on. Now, he didn't want it for his own name. He wanted to immortalize his parents' names. They grew up in Texas, Lubbock, Texas, and they moved in Santa Fe. So he would love to have a name where his father is mentioned, father and mother, and where his children could come and see and remember them. We came to a conclusion. We figured out that a pew where people will sit and pray would be the most perfect memory for his father, or his parents. His father was very involved in the synagogue in Lubbock, and therefore when people sit and pray, his father's name would be mentioned there. And when his friends come and see it, they'll be able to see the father as well. So we thank the Skyble family for that. Someone else told me they wanted to have the mezuzah dedicated to their family, so when their kids come, they have a small home here, they have a seasonal home here, they could come and they'll see the mezuzah of their name. Many people are taking the opportunity to leave a legacy in this beautiful building. Now is the time. We have a couple of months to go. We still have to raise $2 million for this $6 million project. There are many dedication opportunities, higher, lower. There's classrooms, there's a synagogue, there's a kitchen which I'm standing in, a deli, and many other different parts. Take a moment, think about your legacy. Take a moment, think about building this beautiful, magnificent building in Santa Fe for years to come. Shabbat Shalom.